there, children. Mrs. Featherbottom here to make a collagraph and share with all of you how to make a collagraph. A collagraph is a stamp, so it's important to remember that whatever you feel is what will show up in the end. Today, we do not have to worry about anything like color. Only shapes and textures are the important thing. As you can see, I am gluing on this piece of paper onto a piece of cardboard. This is a landscape, and I understand that you will also be making landscapes, as your darling teacher, Ms. Klein, has informed me. I have placed a horizon line on my landscape, and remember, the horizon line is where the land meets the sky. I am adding another layer. Oh, and also when I add the horizon line, I like to put it towards the center, but not perfectly center. Play around with your shapes and see what looks good to you. I also made this piece previously. I was thinking about adding some grass. Grass, of course, is not going to be orange, but it doesn't matter. Today, we'll be painting over everything with ink. I've also made some trees, and I'm first going to play around with what looks good. You want to have an idea of how to place things before you attach them to the cardboard. Something as simple as a cereal box can become a lovely work of art. So we'll see what I can come up with. Okay, I'm thinking about the leaves of the tree, and my leaves are kind of stylized, and I think I have an idea of where I want them now. I actually made a little mistake. I don't want to glue down my grass just yet. I'm going to pull that up. And as I add things like the tree, I want to make sure the closest stuff is in front of everything else. So we will make the tree look like it is a little bit further back in the picture. I'm adding all of these pieces to represent the leafy part of the tree. Add these in, and I'm going to see how it looks. Yep, I want a few more. Maybe this one can go up a little bit, and maybe this one here. So your landscape is just any view of the land. You could have a landscape at the ocean. You could have a landscape on the beach. It could be in the woods, like my landscape. What other landscapes do you think you can imagine? One more leafy part here. And how does it look? Oop, the sky has to go out just a bit. I'm using a glue stick to secure everything down. I am liking it more and more. Now I'm going to glue on the tree, the wooded part of the tree, the bark and the branches, and I'm going to tuck it gently underneath the grass so that it looks like it's behind the grass. Kind of like so. Ooh, lovely. This is coming out wonderfully. So I will tuck it underneath, and now I shall flatten out. Excuse me. I shall flatten out the grass, and my picture seems to be coming together. I might move. Well, I think I'll leave it for now. Now I'm going to move on to this other tree I've made, and I want it to be somewhere in the picture, and I have to think about what looks appropriate. I made the same mistake over here by gluing down my grass first. So as I add my tree, I might put it about right here or so. Think about what looks good to you. It's all about artist choices when making a composition for your picture. Glue down my leaf parts. lots and lots of pieces, but I figure the more details I add, the more interesting the picture will look in the end. So we shall see how it turns out. Maybe one more for the center. Make it look like a full bushy tree. I'm going to test out how it looks. And wow, I have hit it spot on. So I'm going to glue my tree branches. Here we go. Find a spot that looks good and press it nice and flat and secure. Now I'll need to re-glue my grassy area. If I have little branches like this coming up, I like to flatten them down. The idea is for everything to be nice and flat, because next time when I roll ink over the top, I don't want the ink to pull all of my pieces off, because then I will no longer have a landscape. All right, I believe I am finished, except for one last step. I'm going to use paste, which is a runny glue, and the glue, or paste rather, will keep everything very secure. So if I have a piece like a branch still sticking up, I'm going to paste underneath it and over it as well. And it may be necessary to press it down with your finger. Do whatever you need to do to make it nice and flat. So as I secure everything, I will let it dry overnight and my stamp will be complete. I will be able to roll ink over the top and press paper on it to make many copies of this wonderful artwork. All right, my Collagraph is complete. See you soon. Enjoy.